Organ donors are needed now. Every day in the United States, 18 people die waiting for an organ transplant. There are about 120,000 people that were waiting for an organ in 2012. And that's a lot of people. And for 18 to die every day, that is totally unacceptable in this country. What if one of those people who were waiting for an organ transplant were your mother or your father, your brother, your family member? What if it were you? You would want an organ and you would want it quickly. And more than likely, with our system the way it is today and the amount of organ donors we have, you will not get it quickly, if at all. In fact, you may be one of those 18 who die every day for lack of your organ. Although most people in our country know about organ donation, they've heard about it. In fact, 98% of adults have heard of organ donation. A lot of people know about it, but they don't know how to sign up, or they don't know the importance of it. They don't know what to do, or if they should do it, or they don't know what their religion says about organ donation. They're just confused, so they just ignore it completely and say, well, someone else will do it. I can't, or I don't understand. In 2012, there were 14,000 organ donations, and each donation can save up to 8 lives. So there were about 28,052 transplants off of those organ donations. So for one organ donor to save 8 lives, that is tremendous. And I mean, I don't understand why someone wouldn't do it. When people get, in our country, when people get a driver's license, they can usually sign up for organ donation then and there, and it can be on their driver's license a little heart. I know on mine there's a little heart that says I am an organ donor. But usually people who get a driver's license for the first time are teenagers, 15, 16, 17 years old, and they're not thinking about organ donation. They don't care about organ donation, so they usually probably won't check that, sign up to be one. And then when you get your license renewed, it's usually, I know mine is by mail. You just fill out something and send it back. And I don't think there is another choice on that piece of paper that you send back in the mail for you to be an organ donor. So what I propose is, aside from the driver's license program, which is good, it helps, that we could also sign people up in other ways. For instance, when a person applies for a Social Security card, I know in our country that is done in the hospital before a newborn baby even leaves the hospital. But the parents could okay this, I want my baby to be an organ donor, God forbid if something should ever happen. And if that person chooses not to do that when they get 18, they can have the choice to go in and reverse that decision. But that would be a wonderful way to sign up organ donors. Another way we could sign up organ donors is for when somebody applies for a passport. People apply for passports every day, and usually these people are adults. They could decide, they know if they would want to do this or not, be an organ donor. That would be a great way to sign people up. Now, my favorite way to sign people up, and the best way, is when they apply for federal or state assistance or welfare. if someone applies for food stamps, for example, they could be given some literature telling about the organ donation program, and they could sign themselves, and not only themselves but their children up as well. This could be for food stamps. It could be for aid for families with dependent children. It could be for energy assistance. Whatever kind of program they're applying for. They could be given some information, and this could be wonderful for the organ donation program. If more people would just stop and think for a minute how their donation could save so many lives, and think about all the people who are waiting and dying on the organ donation list. Just stop and think, and sign up. This would dramatically increase donors, I think, if we had maybe some heavily advertised contact numbers or website numbers. I know there are websites for every state to be organ donors, but these websites and telephone numbers need to be advertised, especially around the holiday season. They could be advertised as gift giving to others, because that's essentially what you are doing, is giving the gift of life. Whenever excuse me, whenever someone goes to the doctor or for just a routine checkup, there could be literature there. There are so many ways that organ donation could be dramatically increased. And if it were me, if I was on that list, or if it was my family member, my son, my daughter, my grandchild, I would want to know that there was people out there trying to make a difference, people trying to get others to sign up to save lives. And I encourage you to be an organ donor. It's very simple. Go to your state's, you can look on the website for your state's organ donor registry, or your driver's license. Go to your driver's license office and sign up to be a donor and give the gift of life.